Well, with all due respect, I don't believe that the city manager gets to decide how the council elects the next council president. Right, up first on our agenda this evening is to elect a new city council president. There is a paper in front of you with several options, and I've just opted for option number 1. And so we will take nominations for presiding officer. Nominations from the floor. I saw Eric, and then I saw Kathleen.
Why are we doing option number 1?
Excuse me?
You said you opted for option number 1. Why did you choose option?
It's just the most open.
They're steps.
Yeah, it's just the most open of them all. Everyone will nominate who they would like, and we'll continue on until we get a majority vote.
They're steps. One through.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with step number 1 and not any of the others, just to do a completely open voting.
Yeah, so I nominate Rick Riker for council president.
Do I have a second? We have a second from Kathleen. So we would like to we could just make it quick, and we could just carry on and go with the vote.
We're taking nominations now, is that correct? We can't do one nomination and vote. We're taking nominations.
So the way, if you try to follow Robert's rule, there's a document in front of you that has a couple of steps associated with this. You first start by the chair announcing, which the chair did announce nominations. So you open the floor for nominations, and it doesn't require a second. Technically, you can just nominate individuals, and you wait until all the nominations are full. Then you close the nominations, and so then you have a certain amount of nominees. And then after that, you do have a form where you can provide your preference, and then we tally those. The preference is then reported, and then council can have a discussion and make a motion on the preference that's there, and then you ultimately vote on that.
Well, with all due respect, I don't believe that the city manager gets to decide how the council elects the next council president. And so I believe that there were people who expressed wanting to make this as transparent as possible. So this is the way to make it as transparent as possible. And so I believe if we just go through the nominations and vote on them, then we will end up with the next city council president. And it will be exceedingly open, and it'll also be quick. And so I'll just go ahead, and we have and take nominations and a second, and we'll go through the vote. And so we'll start. The nomination on the floor is for Rick for city council president.
Point of order.
And there is a second, and so we will begin with the votes. And Eric, how do you vote?
You are just acting as mayor. You cannot strong arm the council into just doing what you want. There's a procedure which Aaron laid out, which we are to follow.
The city manager is wonderful and in many aspects, but he does not decide how the council elects the city, the next president. And if this vote fails, there will be another nomination. Eric, how do you vote?
I'd like to be recognized. It's not up to you to decide either. The council can decide.
We are deciding.
There's 7 people here that can decide how the process will go. It's not up to you to decide. It's not up to the manager to decide.
This says that the chair announces the nominations. There was a nomination, and there is a second on the floor. And so we will go on and we will vote on this nomination. Okay. Eric, how do you vote?
Are you speaking over me? Because I actually asked to be recognized. And we actually have other options here that were given to us that are also within Robert's Rules of Order. So I'm not sure exactly why you want to do it that way. That would be one possible way we could do it.
It'll be the quickest way if people get through it.
Well, actually, alternate option number 2 actually would be the quickest way. That would actually be the quickest way if you looked at that today. by far. So if you want to do it the quickest and equally transparent way, alternate option 2, which was also presented to council today, if preference seats are not desired, council can make a motion immediately after nominations close for one of the nominees. That motion, if seconded, goes to discussion and then a vote, which is also conducted in open session with votes announced publicly. So that would be without preference sheets, and there'd be other nominations at that point. So that's another way to do it, and council can decide if we wanted to do alternate option 2. And, if that's the way council wants to do it, then that's the way we can do it.
I think at this point, what I'm hearing is there's a little bit of conflict, and so maybe we take a poll on the actual process you want to use. Yes, the city manager does not declare the process, council does. City manager has provided you with a general following of Robert's rules on how to
Well,
make a
at this point,
nomination.
we have a motion on the floor, and it has been seconded. And
That was just for a nomination, that was not for a vote. That was just for, that was opening nomination, so again.
All right, so are there any other nominations on the floor?
If I could just take a second to, again, the normal process, and you can, there's two things, and Councilor Pell mentioned one of them. Normal process is you open up the floor for nominations, you take nominations, you close nominations. At that point, you could do one of two things. You could do a preference on the nominations. Let's say there's 3 council members that were nominated. You, as a council, then do a preference sheet on what your number 1 preference is. Or option 2, which is what Councilor Pell was saying, you can go ahead and just voice your preference and then move forward from there. After that is accomplished, you actually make the vote to determine whether or not that person is that you've defined as a preference is the one that would be council president.
Are there any other nominations on the floor?
I nominate Rob Pell.
Are there any other nominations on the floor? I saw a second. Well, I did see a second. I'm just acknowledging it. Okay, so we have Rob Pell, and we have Rick Riker. And so those are the 2 nominees, and would either one of those nominees like to say anything?
Are nominations closed? I'm just asking a question.
I didn't see any other nominations, so nominations are closed.
So I would make a motion to appoint Rob Pell to the position of council president.
And there is a second, so we will vote. You're probably, all right, so how do you vote, Eric?
No. Yes.
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 No.
And absolutely no. But you have your new city council president.
Well, do we have Joel online?